Hi, welcome to another Roboflow training movie. In this training movie, we will test an FTP workflow. Roboflow has a workflow type called sync folder synchronize with FTP, and this allows you to upload or download files from and to an FTP site. And let's go through the settings of this workflow. First of all, this is a workflow from a customer, and the first thing I notice is the hot folder. The hot folder always refers to the local folder on the local computer. So either this is a Unix environment or Linux environment, and then this path is possible, but I guess in this case this is not the local folder, but the root of the folder you want to look at on the FTP server. So it needs to be specified here. Then you can specify your credentials. The credentials here are your FTP user. I checked them and they are fine. I do have access, and I do have access to subfolders, and the /upload/test/temp is available, so that is definitely our route we can work in. Roboflow processes also subfolders, so you could also work on subfolders and just specify / here, for instance, and it would go through every subfolder. Specifying it like this will also go through the temp folder, the subfolders of the temp folder, if any. You can specify if the connection is not a standard FTP, you can also specify a different kind of connection. You have FTP passive, you have SFTP, FTP SSL, FTP TLS, and FTP SSL passive and FTP TLS passive. Please remember that Roboflow cannot work with certificates, so it cannot confirm your or accept the certificate. Now, if there's a certificate, it will just ignore it. If the configuration on the other side requires an acceptance of the certificate, then it will not work. In this case, when I did this in FileZilla, it did pop up with a certificate, but it was not apparently a mandatory certificate because I was just able to make it work just like that. Good. So if you have your credentials set up properly, now we are going to define what my local folder is. So this is on my local computer, somewhere on the network or on the local computer. I'm going to have a folder. And then you can decide what you want to do. You can have your files that are on FTP be copied to the local environment, downloaded. If you see the specification hot folder at the end, it means the standard functionality of the hot folder is when a file is processed, it deletes the file from where it got it. So this means that this setting will download the files and will delete them from the place it downloaded it from. You can also do a simple FTP files to local, which means that it will download the files and only the changed files and modified files, and then it will leave the originals where they are. It's a synchronization in this case. Here it's downloading them and then deleting them from where they were downloaded. That's what this hot folder means. You can do the other way around, local files in your local folder, upload them to the FTP, synchronization, or hot folder technology, meaning when they're uploaded, then just delete the original from the local folder. So this was the original setting, so let's have it a try. The hot file backup folder is only useful if you are uploading files. If you're uploading files, then after the upload, then it will make a copy of that file into the directory that you specify here. So let me, in this environment, specify here a folder where I want to drop the copies to. Good. Then slave files. What does that mean? If you're going from the local to the FTP, then the local files are the master files. The FTP location is in that case your slave. What this asks is if there are any new files on the other side, do you want to delete them or not touch them? So in case you are in synchronization mode, you could say I accept that they add their own files on the other side or not. Same thing if you turn the direction around. It's not a synchronization in both ways, and one workflow can either go from here to the FTP or from the FTP to your local environment. So let's start with FTP files to local. That means that it will connect to the server, and it will here download these 4 files, and then it will delete them. So if we start the workflow, I can say start. And if we now have a look at the log, I say show log, it made a nice connection. If the connection fails, then you should check if your port 21 is open to the internet, to the FTP site, because it could be that you don't have an FTP connection. Well, in this case I do, and it is downloading the file. So if I say refresh, there's the second file coming in, and then the third and the fourth one. If I look in the folder, I can see the incoming files. If I look on the FTP and I refresh here, I will see that every file that has been uploaded correctly will have disappeared. You see? Now you have to be careful, we're using the same port connection here over the same computer with 2 applications, so we have to be careful not to break anything. Let's have a look. Almost there. There you go. So you can see delete item. Item is remote, so it will have deleted that file. So finally, when I have a look and I refresh, I can see that this is completely clean, empty. And if I look in my local folder, I can see that I have the 4 files. And so that's what the setting does, saying here FTP to local hot folder. So, oh, sorry, too far. FTP to local. Good. Then here I can decide to do the other way around. I could say local files to FTP. Again with the hot folder, and now I have. It will also use this hot file backup folder. If I say start, I can go here and refresh. I can say show log. It finds a file and it's now uploading that file to the FTP. It gives you also a date timestamp of the file, and you see one by one the files are being uploaded. If you have subfolders here, it will create subfolders on the other side and put the files in the subfolders. So that's how easy it is. Refresh. So I hope this helps you understand how the FTP works. You also can add additional actions on the files, not on the FTP files. You don't have any actions you can do there. Any files that have been downloaded, you can act on, do something with, or any file that will be that was uploaded will be available here for your processing. So if you decide to do something special with it other than the standard functionalities in the workflow, you can. Okay, so let's have a look. Should be finished by now. It is. You can see nothing is done, nothing is showing. This means that the workflow has stopped. Since it's run on demand, it's only showing information about an active, sleeping or working workflow. So you can always, the day after or now 5 minutes after, go to your log by saying download log, and then you can see the log. And if we want to go all the way to the back, we can see that it has uploaded 4 files and then it has deleted the file. So if we check in the folder's empty, but it has made a copy of the 4 files because I defined this folder as the backup folder. It has made a copy of the files that were uploaded. So if you want to do that, for safety reasons, then you can take a copy of the files that were uploaded. So this was another Canto Roboflow training movie. I hope this helps you make it work for your workflow solution on your side. Thank you for joining, and see you in another movie.